So if you're a normal functioning human, the chances are you've had a load of facts and opinions just slammed into your face over the past couple of weeks. Everyone seems to have jumped on the debate, from Matt Damon to Stephen Hawking. It's very easy just to get overwhelmed and not really know who to believe. But rather than stand here and just wax lyrical about the Remain or the Leave campaign as some sort of soulless political puppet, I'd rather just talk about the three main points that keep coming up in the debates and the conversations that I've had with other people. Now, before I start, I do need to point out that you should do your own research along with this video. There are bound to be some inaccuracies in what I'm about to say. The EU's a lot like Game of Thrones in that it's very big, it's very good, but it's also needlessly complicated. And I'm looking at you, Arya Stark. Something that comes up in these debates quite a lot is the idea of control and how much control Brussels, where the EU is based, truly has over the UK. Now, depending on your definition of the word law, it is a fact that around 50% of our laws are made in Brussels. You should vote Leave if that is something that you are truly passionate about and wish to change. But it is also important to remember that most of these laws are common sense things. It's a lot like, you know, when you finally finish school and you've got all the freedom in the world you could ever possibly want at 16 years old, but like me, you probably just got pissed in the park with your mates for the entire summer. It's also important to note that if the government ever goes nuts, if you ever disagree with anything that the UK courts have to say, you can always challenge it at the European Court of Human Rights. This has been challenged many times, as you can see from the list on screen, and will probably continue to be challenged until we leave, or if we leave the European Union. Personally, I probably won't ever trust the UK government after this.
That's why we've come up with this costed plan which would remove all tuition fees. There's no easy way to say this. We made a pledge, we didn't stick to it, and for that I am sorry.
They're a lot like when your mum says that you're leaving for dinner at 8 o'clock. We just both know it's full of shit. Now, we will save money if we decide to leave the EU. This is a good thing if you agree with the government's spending policies, and you should vote Leave if that's something that you are interested in. If we leave the EU, we're set to get back £8 billion. £8 billion. That is more money than the entire history of my entire family, all the way back to the cavemen, has ever collectively made. Game of Thrones roughly costs £1 million an episode. For £8 billion, we could make 800 episodes. And much like an ex or your mum when you leave for uni, you'll never really know how much you get back from the European Union. We get money and support from the EU in all sorts of ways, such as farming and fishing grants, and we're actually one of the largest recipients for scientific research grants as well. It's hard to put a number on the amount that we get back from the European Union, just because it fluctuates every single year. After seeing the rise of UKIP and the Facebook racist, immigration has been a huge talking point in this referendum. Don't get it twisted, there isn't anything wrong with saying our immigration system is broken. In 2010, David Cameron said that he wanted to get net migration, or the overall amount of people coming into the UK, down to the tens of thousands. At the end of 2015, net migration was 333,000 people. I feel like Cameron right now is kind of like, you know, when your teacher would ask you for your homework and you'd pretend to look in your bag even though you knew you didn't have it. We know, Dave, we know you can't pull these figures out of your arse in the next year. There have been lies from both the Leave campaign and the Remain campaign, and if I'm being completely honest, I find that personally the lies from the Leave campaign are slightly worse. But my friend raised a more interesting question to me the other day. Should we have even had this referendum in the first place? I've done maybe 9-10 hours of research on this 5-minute video, and I'm still not completely certain that all the figures I've presented are completely unbiased. It seems to me that most people can't really get a good grasp of the entire EU. I myself am not even certain that I understand every single facet of the European Union. This referendum just shouldn't have happened, which is why we're seeing blatant lies from both the Leave and the Remain campaign. I think when it comes to it though, you have to choose what lies you prefer to believe. Thank you.